let's be honest, the difference between franchise and Case Keenum is, oh, crap's not ideal. Go win a game, right? You agree with me on that, right?
I mean, Drew Brees is pretty good. His coach missed a year, had the worst year that he's had in New Orleans. I feel like, I don't know, some people, no one that I know, but some people think Sam Darnold could be good, but his coach screwed him. So I don't know. I have this weird opinion that coaching in the NFL matters. And so I do think losing your head coach days before a playoff game makes it harder to win. Now, I'm going to actually turn it on its head. Here's why, Colin. This is good for Baker Mayfield. He plays now this game with less pressure than any quarterback in the AFC playoffs will have this entire postseason. Lamar has to win a playoff game. Tannehill, if he doesn't win, people are going to be like, you got Earl Campbell 2.0. You can't win. Mahomes, you got folks like you who's questioning, is he even the best quarterback, I think, in his division, certainly in the conference. Josh Allen's being anointed the second coming. Phillip Rivers and Big Ben could be the last playoff games they ever play in. Baker Mayfield is now on a free roll. If they don't win, they're on the road against Pittsburgh without their head coach. You can't blame them for it. So I think he can play free and clear without the burden of being the number one pick and without the burden of America's sports voice constantly rooting for his failure. So I think it actually could be a good thing for Baker, but I disagree that losing your head coach days before a playoff game is nothing. I do disagree with that.
So this is interesting. Pro Football Focus, I consider it the Bible, rates the best quarterbacks based on film study. Now, you weren't a guy that studied a lot in college. You kind of ad-libbed your way to a 3.5. I know you. I had to study.
Yeah,
so
that is exactly right.
Aaron Rodgers won. Oh, excuse me. 43-year-old Tom Brady, 2. Well, then 3 will certainly be, it's Deshaun Watson. And narrowly edging out Josh Allen is Patrick Mahomes. By the way, Brady had the fewest turnover-worthy plays. Remarkable. He's almost as old as me. So can you at least acknowledge that whereas when Jordan and LeBron play, there's like God level and everybody else. But we have a lot of gifted players in the NFL, an amazing amount of quarterbacks that I can't take my eyes off. And Mahomes is just one of those.
No, I can't acknowledge that. I can't believe you're saying it.
All right.
It is maddening. There's one quarterback in the league that can look eye to eye with Patrick Mahomes and say, you know what? If you play your best and I play my best, I think it's a push. That's Aaron Rodgers, who happens to be the second most physically gifted quarterback of all time behind only Patrick Mahomes. And I like the folks at PFF. They're in, I think, Cincinnati, Ohio, Midwestern town like I'm from. Chris Collinsworth's an investor. Sam Monson is a brilliant mind that works with them. I think one of the dudes on The Bachelor worked there. I like all these people. But folks, if you have a fancy algorithm and it spits out that Tommy Brady had a better year than Patrick Mahomes, let me show you what you do with that algorithm. You rip it in half, you throw it in the trash, and you make a new one. Because that, my friends, is insanity. Deshaun had a great year, fine with it. Rodgers, amazing, no problem. I know you love Josh Allen. But if it says Tom Brady was the second best quarterback in football this year, he was the best quarterback in football this year among the quarterbacks who forgot what down it was. Aside from that, I throw this rating out.
Okay, so I didn't catch it fully this morning, but you had a tier thing. You like this. Despite the fact you're married to a beautiful woman and got a bunch of kids and should pay more attention to both, but despite that fact, you do these tiers all the time, and I'm always like, good Lord, he puts a lot of time into this stuff. So it is your playoff team tiers. I want to see it.
Okay, yeah, let's show it. To be totally honest, I had my notes for that, but I just ripped them in half as part of my physical comedy routine, so I'm going to do the top of my head. So the Bears have no chance whatsoever. The Rams and Browns, I think the timing's awful. I think for the Rams, you lose your quarterback right for the playoffs. The Browns, you lose your head coach. 0% tier. Those three teams can win a playoff game, but they're 0% to win the Super Bowl. So then you have 8 teams that in theory could win the Super Bowl. I put Titans, Bucks, Bills on the fear factor tier, which is this. You remember that old show, Fear Factor? It's like, hey, jump from semi to semi to win $100,000. Seemed dangerous, but then I think the contestants figured it out. They're like, wait, this is on NBC. They're not going to let me die. So it was fake fear. You weren't actually afraid. That's how it is Titans, Bucks, Bills. Titans defense is too bad. The Bucks can't handle a pass rush. And deep down, even Bills Mafia knows Josh Allen ain't winning 4 playoff games in a row. Championship caliber, I think the Saints, they're going to get the healthiest Michael Thomas he's been all year. The Seahawks, if you can get the offense of the first half of the season, the defense of the second half of the season combined, they're wildly dangerous. The Ravens scare me. I feel like the Ravens are peaking. They're healthier. Lamar's playing great. I think they are a dangerous 5 seed. And then obviously, the best team in the NFC is the Packers. And then the nobody believes in us, maybe not even getting out of round 2, underdog champion Kansas City Chiefs who were 14-2 this year. Oh, yeah. That's the tiers. I assume, Colin, this will replace the herd hierarchy. That you can't possibly have any issue with this.
Actually, I almost put it back up there. I actually agree with all of it. I would say I would put number 1 contenders. I'd put Buffalo and Green Bay. By the way, I think the 3 best teams in the league are Kansas City. Well, they're Buffalo, Green Bay, Kansas City. We just mixed that up. I do think New Orleans having to play with an old quarterback in Lambeau if it's cold and windy is really a tough ask.
It's tough.
But I do think their roster's amazing. I don't think it's that crazy. I think you're giving Seattle too much love. Their offense is a mess for a month. They can't pass, and I think you're giving shade to Buffalo, but I don't think it's terrible. I actually think you spend a lot of time on that, and I'm not going to rip it to shreds. There you go.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Do you have anything else for me? Because I have something for you. But if you have something else for me, it can wait.
No, I maybe I do, maybe I don't. But what do you have for me?
Well, so America, I think knows this. It's Colin Cowherd's birthday.
Yeah.
And I know America knows that how much I love and appreciate this man personally and professionally.
All right.
And so I've thought long and hard, what do I get this man for his birthday? And by the way, especially because Colin made me some money this weekend. Colin made everyone some money this weekend. Said, hey, little taste on Ohio State plus 7.5. And your old buddy Nick Wright said, take it a step further, do Ohio State on the money line. That's a little triple up the money. So I finally had the requisite funds to get Colin Cowherd a birthday present with a man of his stature. So if we could have one of my friends at the Herd staff bring it out to you, I'd like to debut it right here because you know how much I love you. You know how much I respect you. So Colin, if you could unbox this on the air, we can show everyone what I got you for your birthday with the hard-earned money that I bet on with the Bills game. With the Ohio State game. Oh, you see, Joy? Joy, it's ketchup and mustard because that's getting sprayed on him when old Philly Rivers knocks out Josh Allen. That's expensive ketchup and mustard. That's what that is.
I thought this was going to be sincere. You almost convinced us with the slow talking.
So basically, if Buffalo cannot win a playoff game on the air, and I don't know why I'm not into this stunt stuff, there's a mustard gun, ketchup gun, and I get...
Yeah, I think we'll just fill those up, actually.
We won't. So I will say, as an honest birthday present, as an honest one, I will let you right now opt out of the bet. All you have to do is say, Josh Allen will never be the quarterback Patrick Mahomes was
I won't say that.
His rookie season. That's all you got to do.
No.
Would you like to opt out of the bet as a birthday present? Would you like to?
No, Joy, what is your take on this?
I hated this bet from the beginning.
Okay. Buffalo's going to beat the Colts. And Kansas City is also going to win.
Well, then you can't lose.
Well, there's a...
If Buffalo beats the Colts, you can't lose.
I know, but there's a risk factor here, and I am of the age...
Look at this nonsense.
Nobody wins if that happens to me.
No, I agree. The only person that wins is Nick. Look how happy he is.
I win.
I think I'm not a guy... I'm not a welcher if I back out before... if given the opportunity to back out of the bet.
No, he suggested it.
It's a birthday present.
He suggested it. You didn't even suggest it.
I'm offering it to you as a birthday present. And you know what? To be a true present, so it doesn't look like I'm welching, if they make the conference championship game, I'll still do my end of it. So it's just a present. You are free rolling now.
I'll opt
it's
into
a
that.
present from me to you. You're free rolling. And if they make the conference championship game, it still happens to me, so it doesn't look like I'm scared.